At the end of the day, it's a competent rather than truly exciting SUV. That's what the Edmunds crew said about the last generation Acura MDX, which we all agreed was a solid competitor for top three-row luxury SUV, but couldn't quite nab that spot from the Audi Q7. Well, MDX took a year off, and it is back for 2022 with a total redesign, from a longer, wider platform to a well-dressed and roomier interior. Should Audi be scared? Let's find out. For more videos like this, hit subscribe. And if you'd be interested in a cash offer for your car, visit edmunds.com/sell-my-car. Ooh, look at this front end. It's all folded and action-packed. It's got these thin headlights, and this grille looks like it's going hyperspeed. It is a lot more interesting than the previous generation. Although your kids are gonna complain if you make them wash it, that it's too hard, it's too complicated, too much like origami. Kids still wash cars these days? I don't know, is that a thing? The MDX is longer and wider, which means more room inside, but also more of an impressive presentation on the road. Acura offers a bunch of cool colors too, and optional 20-inch wheels, so order yours in purple pearl and make all your neighbors in the boring silver Mercedes so jealous. But it's the interior that I'm really excited to show you. Look, I have a bit of a theory going. See, new cars these days are all so good that one of the only ways to stand out is through interior design. Let's see how Acura did. From a functionality standpoint alone, the new MDX's interior is significantly improved. That whole make it longer and wider thing means that there is more legroom in all three rows, and more headroom in the first and third row. Not the second? Nope, sorry Top Hat fans. A panoramic sunroof will be standard, and it cuts just a smidge into the roof room. All right, Acura, what have you done in here? Well, the first things that stand out are a lot of different interesting materials. There's shiny black, flat black, nice metal trim on the speakers, and this open pore wood, very fashionable, kind of bumpy. See it everywhere now. One thing that is a fun bit of trivia is that every different trim level of the MDX has a different pattern for the perforations in the seats. I don't know when you're going to be able to use that information, but I hope it comes in handy someday. When it comes to comfort and usability, I mean, these are nice seats. They're big, they're wide. In this trim level, they are heated and ventilated. In fact, this heater is on right now and I'm getting a little warm. If it's possible, there is almost too much room in here for somebody who's as short as I am, because I'm pretty far forward and I am almost out of space here on the console, which brings me to a complaint. The console looks really nice. I like how it's low. I like how it wraps around here. But I don't feel like it's the most efficient use of space. First, you've got a big phone charging pad here, which is great if you have a big phone, but if you don't, then it's space that you could have maybe used for something else. Then you've got this little armrest, which you need because this is a touchpad controlled infotainment system, not a touch screen. No touch! This might just be a personal thing, but I would have preferred that they had made this screen a little closer to the driver and touch sensitive, because I find it confusing to be driving and learning the muscle memory for a touchpad. It's just easier to use a touch screen. Still, it is a great improvement over the previous like dual screen thing that the MDX had, and if it isn't quite as sci-fi high tech as like the Mercedes M-Bucks or the Audi MMI, you know, it's getting closer. After doing so many reviews, I'm kind of bored of listing all the safety features. I mean, almost everything comes with almost everything, which is how it should be, you know? Safety is important. So here's a list. Oh, it's got a redesigned passenger airbag. Kind of cradles the face. It's got a rear camera wash, that's helpful, like in the snow. Adaptive cruise control with low speed follow. That's our good one. All right, second row. Well, plenty of space, no complaints here, and also these seats, they recline. Oh yeah, that's good. We've got a lot of the same nice materials that you see in the front seat. You've got that wood, you've got that leather. Don't have the metal speaker grills. I feel like they cheaped out a little on you there. One of the things that MDX does that is very clever, I would like to see more three-row SUVs do this, is normally you have to choose between a bench seat and captain's chairs in the second row. But we've got both here. So that's bench seat. Now we've got captain's chairs, and if you have, say, permanent car seats, you know, you've got two little kids, you don't want to take the car seats in and out, but you've also got somebody who's got to sit in the third row, you can take this whole middle seat out, and it's easy. And then you just lift it up, put it in the back or put it in the garage, and you've got this nice walkway from the middle to the back. Very smart. Okay, that wasn't the most graceful entrance. There's kind of a big wheel well right here that makes it a little hard to get in and out. But once you're in the third row, it's a nice place to be. The seats are comfortable, there's a lot of headroom, there's a lot of shoulder room, and there's a lot of leg room. And one of the ways that Acura managed that is when they redesigned the rear suspension, it allowed them to make a slightly lower floor, make the seat a little higher, and that means that you just have a more comfortable seating position. You know, if you've ever been in a back row where your knees are up by your chest, it's uncomfortable. So you've got a comfortable seat, you've got your own window, you've got the sunroof, and if you have this trim, you even have dual charging ports. So this is a pretty nice place to be. Good job, Acura. This is huge, 71.4 cubic feet with all the seats down, and 16.3 when you've got folks in all three rows. But more important than raw numbers is usability. I really like the way the handles are designed for putting the third row up and down, just very easy to use. And then there's this cool hidden area under here, so people can't see what you've got. Also, reversible, check it out. Now, if you've been camping, fishing, you can put your muddy boots right here on this easy to clean plastic. Okay, here is a feature that I think is awesome because I am absolutely the kind of person who spills coffee all over her luggage while trying to get stuff out of the cargo area. It's called Power Tailgate with Walkaway, and it knows when you've left the perimeter of the car and it can automatically shut the tailgate for you. So I'm gonna need you to use your imagination here. Pretend that I'm holding a baby or I've got a dog on a leash or something, and I need to get all this stuff out of here. I've got coffee. It's like, I don't even know where the key is. I'm gonna put my coffee down, press this button. Now it's waiting for me. Still waiting for me, it's great. It's not shutting yet, but it's going to. Got my bags, got my coffee, I still have my dog baby. Boom, that is power. One thing that hasn't changed in the new MDX is the engine. It's still the same 3.5 liter V6, only now instead of being backed by a 9-speed automatic transmission, it's backed by a 10-speed. More speeds! The engine makes 290 horsepower and 267 pound-feet of torque. It's a solid performer, if not exactly the fastest thing I've ever been in. It gets 21 MPG combined if you're in the all-wheel drive version, which we are, and a little bit more if you get it with the two-wheel drive. It's a big car, but it doesn't feel like one, I mean, the steering is very light. In fact, it's so light that at slow speeds, I think it's a little bit too light, but at highway speeds, it feels great. And the new chassis is stiff, but the new suspension is soft, so the ride is incredibly comfortable. I mean, I'm not really feeling any of the bumps. I'm just kind of cruising along here, and yet it still feels tight around the corners. I don't feel like I'm leaning over. If you want a more special version of this crossover, you could step up to the Type S. The S is for special. Under the hood of that one is a turbocharged 3-liter V6 with 355 horsepower and 354 pound-feet of torque. That motor is paired exclusively with Acura's SH all-wheel drive. All right, you've got your choices of driving modes. So you can do snow if you want a little extra help in slippery situations, a little less power right off the throttle. You can do comfort, you can do normal, which I am clearly not allowed to use. It's only for normal people. Then you've got my favorite, which is sport, and it just gives you a little extra throttle response, makes everything feel a little tighter, zippier. I like it. Although, I don't know if you'd be winning any drag races. It is a little loud though, do you hear that? Roar! Go Tiger! Let's talk briefly about shifter design. I know you're not really using it, while you're on the road, but I'm sitting there staring at it right now and I'm irritated about it. Oh, look, here's a red light, we can talk about it. I really hate this style of push-button shifter. I mean, it's nice in that every gear has a different shape, so you can kind of tell where you're going without looking at it. But they didn't make the buttons quite big enough, so I always sort of hit the edge of it when I'm pressing it, and it's uncomfortable feeling. And if you had big fingers, I don't think you could use it. that's it. That's all I got. The Acura MDX has always been a fun car to drive and offered good value for the money. Its only flaws previously were boring looks and a meh interior. For 2022, it's addressed the looks and the interior, and the pricing starts at just under $48,000, which is still considerably less than competitor Audi. The Q7 generally starts in the low to mid $50,000 range. So, should Audi be scared? Well, I think the Q7 might still have the top spot, but the competition is going to be closer than it ever was before. And if you're looking for a way to move your family in luxury while still having money left over for the luxuries, the MDX was designed for you. If you liked this video and you want more like it, hit like and subscribe. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.